Welcome to The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, a book that holds the key to transforming your life, not through grand, overnight changes, but through small, consistent actions that build up over time. If you're looking for a secret formula to success, you won't find it here. Instead, author, a leading success mentor, shows us how tiny, seemingly insignificant decisions, good or bad, accumulate to shape our destiny. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's simple mathematics of life. And once you understand this principle, you'll have the power to completely change your future. Let's dive in and explore how the compound effect works, chapter by chapter, just as author himself teaches it. Chapter 1. The Compound Effect in Action. The core idea of the compound effect is simple, yet incredibly powerful. The little things you do every day, whether positive or negative, will compound over time to create massive results. But because these changes are so small, we often overlook them, not realizing the impact they will have in the long run. Author begins by telling us the story of three friends who each make different choices in their daily lives. The first friend, Larry, makes no changes to his routine. He keeps living the same way, eating the same food, watching the same TV shows, and making no effort towards self-improvement. The second friend, Scott, decides to make small positive adjustments. He reads 10 pages of a good book every day, eliminates 125 calories from his diet, and listens to motivational podcasts. The third friend, Brad, makes small but negative choices. He indulges in slightly more junk food, watches a little more TV, and skips the gym occasionally. At first, there is no noticeable difference in their lives. 1 month, 2 months, even 6 months go by, and all three friends seem to be in the same place. But after a couple of years, the effects of their choices become undeniable. Scott, the friend who made small positive choices, is now in great shape, has learned valuable knowledge, and is more successful in his career. Meanwhile, Brad, who made small negative choices, has gained weight, is less energetic, and is struggling in his job. Larry remains the same. Author uses this example to emphasize a crucial point. Success and failure don't happen overnight. They are the result of daily habits and decisions. The choices you make today may seem insignificant, but given time, they will determine your future. To illustrate this further, author introduces the idea of the magic penny. Imagine being given a choice. You can either take $3 million in cash today, or a single penny that doubles in value every day for 31 days. Most people would take the $3 million. However, those who choose the penny see it grow slowly at first. After 10 days, they have only $5.12. By day 20, they still only have $5,243. But by day 31, that penny has compounded into an astonishing $10.7 million. This is the power of the compound effect in action. Small, consistent improvements lead to extraordinary results over time. It works the same way with our habits. A little extra effort every day, whether in fitness, personal development, or finances, will accumulate into significant achievements. Conversely, bad habits work in the same way, dragging us down when we least expect it. Author also reminds us that patience is crucial. The problem most people face is that they don't see immediate results, so they quit too soon. Success is a marathon, not a sprint. You won't see results right away, but if you stay committed, your efforts will pay off. Chapter 2. Choices. Author makes one thing crystal clear. We are 100% responsible for our lives. The choices we make shape our future, and there are no excuses. Our financial situation, our health, our relationships, they are all direct results of the decisions we have made over time. Author shares a powerful lesson he learned from his father, who was a former football coach and a strict disciplinarian. His father believed in hard work and taking personal responsibility for everything in life. He would wake Darren up at 6 a.m. to do workouts that most adults wouldn't even attempt. While Darren initially resented the grueling routine, he later realized it was this discipline that set him up for success. His father's lesson was simple. If you want something, you have to work for it. No one else is going to do it for you. To reinforce this point, author shares a story about a man named Charles who constantly blamed others for his failures. He blamed his boss for not promoting him, his wife for making him unhappy, and even the economy for his financial troubles. However, Once Charles learned to take full ownership of his life and started making better choices, his circumstances changed for the better. One of the most profound lessons in this chapter is about the multiplier effect of choices. Author explains that every decision we make leads to a series of other decisions, setting off a chain reaction. For example, choosing to start your day with a healthy breakfast leads to more energy, better focus at work, and more productivity, which can lead to promotions and better income. On the other hand, choosing to sleep in, skip breakfast, and rush to work leads to stress, bad eating habits, and decreased performance. To illustrate this point, author shares an analogy. Imagine you are piloting a plane from Los Angeles to New York. If the nose of the plane is even slightly off course, by the time you reach the East Coast, you could end up in Washington, D.C. instead of New York. Small decisions, compounded over time, create entirely different destinations in life. To make better choices, author suggests the following strategies. Track your behavior. He challenges readers to write down everything they eat for a week. Most people are shocked to see how much junk food they actually consume. Tracking helps us become aware of habits we need to change. Take ownership. Stop blaming circumstances, other people, or bad luck. Accept full responsibility for your actions and decisions. Eliminate excuses. Success is a result of discipline, not luck. Instead of waiting for the right time, take action now. Surround yourself with the right people. The people in our lives influence our choices more than we realize. Author suggests spending more time with individuals who inspire and challenge us. Set clear goals. Without clear direction, making good choices is difficult. Author recommends setting specific, measurable goals so that every decision aligns with a bigger purpose. This chapter is all about self-awareness and personal accountability. Author reminds us that while we can't control everything in life, we can control how we respond to situations. And that, in turn, determines our success. By the end of this chapter, it becomes clear that small, positive choices made consistently will lead to massive success over time. Conversely, small, negative choices will lead to failure. The key takeaway? Success is a choice, and it's made in the little decisions we make every single day. Chapter 3, Habits. Success is built on the foundation of habits. Author explains that habits dictate nearly every aspect of our lives, from how we spend our time to the level of success we achieve. The challenge is that habits, whether good or bad, form over time and become automatic, making them difficult to change. But if we can harness the power of good habits, we can create unstoppable momentum toward our goals. Author begins by explaining that every habit starts with a choice. At first, making a small, positive decision may feel difficult, but over time, as that choice is repeated, it becomes second nature. For example, if you make a habit of exercising daily, it eventually becomes a natural part of your routine, rather than something you have to force yourself to do. To illustrate this, author shares a story about a man named Jake, who decided to change his life by making small improvements to his daily routine. At first, waking up early and hitting the gym felt like a struggle, but after several months, it became effortless. Over time, his energy levels increased, his confidence improved, and his career took off. This is the power of habit at work. Author introduces the concept of a habit loop, which consists of 3 parts. Cue, the trigger that initiates the habit. Routine, the behavior itself. Reward, the benefit gained from completing the habit. To change bad habits, you need to replace them with new routines. If you usually reach for junk food when stressed, cue. Instead of eating unhealthy snacks, replace the routine with drinking water or going for a short walk. The reward will be the same relief from stress, but now it's achieved in a healthier way. Author also dives into the science of why habits are so powerful. He explains how the brain's neural pathways strengthen with repeated behaviors, making it easier to repeat the action without conscious thought. The key is to take control of this process, so you create good habits instead of falling into bad ones. To make good habits stick, author suggests, start small. Don't try to change everything at once. Focus on one small habit at a time. Be consistent. Repetition is key. The more you do something, the easier it becomes. Eliminate bad cues. If you want to stop watching too much TV, remove the remote from easy reach. Find accountability. Having a mentor or friend to check on your progress increases your likelihood of success. Celebrate wins. Reinforce new habits with rewards to make them more enjoyable. Your habits determine your future. Small daily improvements, repeated over time, lead to massive success. The key is to start today and stay consistent. Chapter 4: Momentum. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in life. An author calls it Big MO. When you build momentum in the right direction, success becomes easier. But if you're heading in the wrong direction, momentum can also work against you. Author compares momentum to a train. A small train moving slowly can be stopped easily, but once it gains speed, it becomes nearly impossible to stop. Similarly, if you start small, stay consistent, and build positive habits, you create unstoppable momentum that drives you toward success. To illustrate this, author shares a personal story of how he built a successful career in publishing. In the beginning, he struggled to gain traction, but by staying consistent, putting in effort every day, and not giving up, he eventually built enough momentum to become a leader in his field. The key was persistence and consistency over time. Author gives a few strategies to create momentum. Start with small wins. Small victories create confidence and drive you to achieve more. Stay consistent. Momentum builds through repetition. Keep showing up, even when you don't see immediate results. Keep pushing forward. Success isn't always smooth. There will be obstacles, but if you keep going, momentum will carry you through tough times. Eliminate distractions. Avoid anything that slows down your progress. Stay focused on your goals. Use routine to your advantage. The more you stick to a pattern of success, the easier it becomes to stay on track. Surround yourself with positive influences. People who support your goals will help keep your momentum going. Another powerful lesson author teaches in this chapter is that momentum doesn't just happen overnight. It takes time to build, but once you have it, it becomes a powerful force that makes everything easier. He likens it to pushing a heavy boulder. At first, it requires an enormous effort to move, but once it starts rolling, it almost moves by itself. Author also warns against losing momentum. He shares the example of someone who makes great progress in their diet or business, but then gets complacent. When they stop the small daily actions that got them to success, they lose momentum and eventually slide backward. This is why consistency is crucial. The biggest takeaway from this chapter is that momentum can make or break your success. If you harness it correctly, it becomes a powerful ally, propelling you toward your dreams. But if you lose momentum or let bad habits take over, it can be incredibly difficult to get back on track. The key is to keep moving forward, even when progress feels slow. Chapter 5: Influences. In this chapter, author explains how our environment and the people we surround ourselves with significantly impact our success. He emphasizes that we must carefully guard our minds and associations to ensure that external influences align with our goals. Author begins by discussing 3 major types of influences. Input: what you feed your mind. Just as our body is affected by the food we consume, our mind is shaped by the information we take in. If you constantly consume negative news, gossip, or social media distractions, it will be difficult to stay positive and focused on success. Instead, author advises being intentional about what we read, watch, and listen to, surrounding ourselves with empowering content that nurtures growth. Associations: the people you surround yourself with. Author states, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your friends are negative, unmotivated, or reckless with their decisions, their behaviors will rub off on you. He suggests evaluating your social circle and either limiting time with negative influences or eliminating them altogether. Environment: your physical surroundings. Our environment plays a crucial role in shaping our habits and mindset. If your home or workspace is cluttered and disorganized, it reflects mental chaos and can hold you back. Author suggests creating an environment that supports productivity and positivity. To demonstrate the power of influence, author shares a story about a businessman who struggled to advance in his career until he started spending time with highly successful mentors. By observing and adopting their habits, mindset, and work ethic, he rapidly transformed his own success. This example highlights how surrounding yourself with high achievers naturally elevates your own performance. Author also introduces the association grading system to assess relationships. Disassociations: identify people who drain your energy or hold you back and minimize or eliminate contact with them. Limited associations. Some relationships, such as colleagues or extended family, are necessary but should be limited to avoid negative influence. Expanded associations. Actively seek and spend more time with people who inspire and challenge you to grow. A practical strategy author suggests is proactive association. Instead of waiting for successful, positive people to enter your life, deliberately seek them out through networking events, mentorship programs, or mastermind groups. He encourages investing in personal development by reading books, listening to motivational speakers, and attending seminars. The key takeaway from this chapter is that we must take control of our influences. The right inputs, associations, and environment create a success-driven mindset, while negative influences can quietly sabotage our progress. By making intentional choices, we can ensure that we are constantly surrounded by positive, success-driven influences that propel us forward. Chapter 6: Acceleration. Author opens this chapter by explaining that while consistency is crucial, there will be moments when we need to push beyond our comfort zones to achieve exponential growth. This is where acceleration comes in, the idea of increasing effort, intensity, and persistence when facing obstacles to break through to the next level. He shares a compelling analogy of a rocket launch. During liftoff, the rocket expends the most energy to break free from gravity. Once in space, however, it moves with minimal effort. Similarly, in life and business, there are times when we must exert extraordinary effort to break through resistance before reaching a stage where success flows more easily. Author introduces the concept of doing extra when it matters most. Many people quit too soon when faced with challenges, but top performers push harder at crucial moments. He shares the story of legendary football coach Vince Lombardi, who believed that champions are made not in the regular game, but in overtime. When everyone else is tired, the ones who push harder gain the biggest rewards. Author emphasizes the importance of taking massive action, explaining that small, consistent steps create progress, but bursts of intense effort accelerate results. He provides examples of entrepreneurs who doubled their output, sales professionals who made extra calls, and athletes who trained beyond expectations, all achieving extraordinary success as a result. He also discusses the idea of owning your moments of choice. There will always be moments when we feel like taking a break, slowing down, or quitting. Author encourages recognizing these moments and making a conscious decision to push forward instead of giving in to comfort. To help apply these principles, author suggests recognizing critical moments. Identify key opportunities where pushing a little harder can create massive breakthroughs. Committing to extra effort. When others slow down, choose to accelerate. Tracking performance. Keep a log of where you are putting in effort and see where you can push even further. Building mental toughness. Strengthen your resilience by conditioning yourself to embrace discomfort and challenges as opportunities to grow. Celebrating your extra effort. Reward yourself for going the extra mile to reinforce the behavior. Author ends this chapter by reminding us that most people stop when they face resistance. The ones who keep going, who accelerate their efforts when things get tough, are the ones who achieve the greatest success. This final lesson teaches us that true success comes from not just consistency, but from the willingness to push harder when it truly matters. Conclusion: putting the compound effect into action. Author concludes the compound effect with a powerful message. Success is not about dramatic transformations, but about the small, consistent choices we make every day. If we want to change our lives, we must commit to embracing the principles of the compound effect and applying them relentlessly. Author reminds us that our habits, choices, and influences shape our future. By being intentional with our daily actions, tracking our progress, and staying disciplined, we can achieve extraordinary success over time. He encourages readers to take full responsibility for their lives. No excuses, no shortcuts, just personal accountability. One of the key takeaways is that there is no such thing as an overnight success. Every great achievement is the result of compounded effort over weeks, months, and years. Author urges us to stay patient, trust the process, and remain committed even when results seem slow. To put the compound effect into action, author suggests creating a personal plan. Identify small, positive changes. Find simple actions that align with your goals and commit to doing them consistently. Track your progress. Keep a journal or log to monitor your habits and improvements. Surround yourself with positive influences. Build an environment that supports your growth. Push through challenges. When faced with obstacles, choose to accelerate instead of giving up. Celebrate small wins. Acknowledge progress to stay motivated. Author closes the book with an inspiring reminder. Success is within our control. The power of the compound effect is always working, whether for us or against us. The choice is ours. By applying these principles, we can create lasting success, happiness, and fulfillment in every area of our lives. Now it's time to take action. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your life transform with the power of the compound effect.